about you guys, but out here in Southern California, it has been hot. And it's still like in the 90s, which is, you know, midway through November. Pretty pumped about that. You guys have seen us the last couple of weeks doing some fishing, jerkbaits and flukes and all this stuff, and we're kind of pushing into the time of the year where I want to start throwing some crankbaits, and I want to start throwing some swim baits. I want to try some new swim baits, and this is kind of the unboxing I was going for. Bought some stuff that I haven't had and some stuff that I have, so there's a little bit of everything there. I've really wanted to try this stuff for a while, and I finally was able to get my hands on some of this stuff. One of these in particular I've been trying to find for months, and finally it was there. Tackle Warehouse had some, and 6 Cents didn't. So I guess the first one is going to be this the 6-inch trace from 6 Cents. Now this bait is awesome. I mean, it's amazing. This thing looks beautiful, and for 35 bucks, this bait's one of those baits that kind of like, I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but the level of detail, the scales, and the even the, like, you know, that little guy right there. That's sweet. I can't wait to throw that bait. This is a slow sinking bait, which I'm all about. I would rather have it sink a little bit and then work it in the water column that I want to work it in. So super pumped about that. I'm going to be throwing that like tomorrow. So the other thing we found, the other thing I found was some of these Mike Bucca bull shads. These are the baby bulls. I've been trying to get my hands on those for a while too. Honestly, I just keep forgetting about them, and I'll tell you why. Don't do this, by the way. I was on Facebook a while back, and I bought a few of these off this cat in New York, and they never showed up. And I actually asked him if he was going to screw me over, and he said no, and then he did anyway, of course, because that's how we roll here. So everybody's probably had that before. In fact, down in the comments, let me know how much you got screwed for before. That'd be a fun one. It'd be a fun topic to talk about one of these days. Anyway, this would be good at some of our local lakes that have trout. Little guy, looks like a trout, rainbow trout to be specific. And then obviously one that's just like a baitfish pattern, shad pattern, shiner. And it's cool, man. Mike Bucca makes some incredible baits, both wake baits and then your bigger swim baits. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, sold millions of them, I'm sure. And I'm really looking forward to throwing those two. So those two things, between the trace and those baby bulls, those are the ones I've been really wanting to throw for a while. You know how much we talk about this. Getting new hooks. Now, these are specifically for jerkbaits. For me, anyway. I'll throw them on crankbaits too, but generally, like these Finesse, Aaron Martin's Finesse, these things are sticky, super sticky. And when it comes to jerkbait fishing, we've told you this before, the bass hit them in some very odd places. Like they swipe at them, they hit their tail against them, they smack them, they try and kill them. And if you have real sticky hooks, they stay pinned. So these are the ones that I've always used. Me and Cody both. These Gamakatsu, Finesse, Aaron Martin's was real part of that in making these hooks. And as most of you know, Aaron Martin's has lost his battle to cancer a few weeks ago, and man, that dude was something special. And don't want to go too far into it because a lot of people have, but you know, keep your thoughts and prayers with their family, man. It's you know, cancer's a terrible deal, and it's touched probably all of us on some level. So in any case, he really made some good stuff with Gamakatsu and He was big into a lot of these companies, and one of the smartest anglers in the world, and really broke stuff down very very different from a lot of people, and he put a lot of time into these hooks. Those things are awesome. You can get your hands on them. They're really sweet. I have number 4s, number 6s. I got a bunch on the wall over there, and I change out all my jerkbait hooks, all of them. It's one thing I'm very, very adamant about, and I do that, and I do the split rings. So in any case, get your hands on those if you can. Let's see. I got some shooter. I haven't tried this yet. This is 18 pound. They make some interesting line sizes, man. I mean, 15, 16, 17, 18, they make them all. And this was something I wanted to throw for these bigger swim baits. So, you know, a lot of guys throw 25, 20. You know, around here, it's a lot of open water stuff. I think 18 is probably the way to go. You could even bump it down to 15, but if you're throwing a really expensive swim bait, you need something that you have confidence in, because last thing you want to do is throw away $150 swim bait because you broke off or whatever. So we're real fans of Sunline. Been using all their stuff lately, so, and that's not going to change. They've never given us a reason not to be honest with you. I mean, all their stuff is amazing, whether it's their X-Plasma Braid or whether it's their shooter Fluorocarbon, and they've got a variety of different fluorocarbons out there on the market. Haven't gotten into those. They got crankbaits. They got all kinds of stuff. So what else do we got here? Let's see. I got some Mustad hooks. These are actually for pouring your own jigs. That is not what I'm going to use them for. We'll go into a video on what I am going to use those for at a different time, but I'll give you a hint. I also got some lead wire. We'll talk about that later. What else? Let me guess. I don't have to guess. I already know what I bought. Jerkbaits. KVDs. I had to re-up on some stuff. Been losing some stuff. So these are the 200s. A little bit bigger than, you can tell, you can see the difference between that and the 100. So take a peek there. Pretty obvious. I did natural shad, which is a sweet color. It's one of the printed colors. And then I did the strobe shad, which I needed more of because I've put these into some stuff. You know what? If you guys are at DVL or Paris and you find one of these, I have my name on them. I'm kidding. I don't have my name on them. But you'll see them. They'll be around. I'm telling you right now. I've got plenty of them hanging in trees. So. And the water level's going down, so we might have to find them. We'll see. What's the last thing I got here? Let's see. Okay, so I realized last week, a couple weeks ago, I was throwing crankbaits, and I was throwing some deep diving stuff. I realized I had a real hole in my crankbait stuff. The hole that I had nothing that went over 18 feet deep. And out here, especially at a lake like Diamond Valley, which is I would consider it a lowland reservoir. It's super deep. It gets very deep. It's got steep banks, I guess more like a highland reservoir in that regard, because it's got steep, like 45-degree banks and stuff like that. Lots of rock. And these fish were offshore and they were deep. The problem was I was going over top of them. Now, I did catch a couple fish on I think it was a dredger. No, it wasn't. I got it right over there. I should just go grab it. That would suck. No. Anyway, in any case, I have, it's a really long intro into the last stuff that I have here. Let's see. Okay. I decided to get some dredgers from Berkley. Now again, these are printed baits, so you're gonna see these like shad patterns, and I figured, you know, when you're getting down to 20, 25 feet, there's some theories out there in regards to color. Now, depending on the clarity of your lake, or if the sun's up above you or whatever, that all changes. But the bass aren't necessarily looking at your bait. most people think that they're feeling it, which, you know, that lateral line's there for. You know, I wish I had one of those. It'd be sweet. I don't know why. In any case, I decided to keep it super simple. I bought the HD series, which is those printed versions. They are, you can tell I got two 20.5s and two 25.5s, okay? That's the only difference in these baits. So one of them just goes a little bit deeper. I needed both of these. These run really true. Berkley's done an excellent job weighting them. They get down quick. We can go over at a later time. We do a dedicated deep crankbait video, kind of go over tuning, go over gear, because you're gonna need something a little bit bigger. I throw a 7.6, and honestly, it's fiberglass. It's from Dobbins. It's Champion XP, and I could probably go with a 8-footer. 8-footer would get these bigger baits out farther. It would do a little bit better for these, again, for these bigger baits. It can be a chore. So you want something that's, I go with 7, you know, in that 7-to-1 range, 7.2-to-1 as far as reels go, because otherwise, man, some of these you can't even get them going. A lot of guys do low gear ratio stuff, which gets you a lot of torque, and that's good too. So either way, we'll do something a little bit later on that. Wanted to give you guys a breakdown of everything that I got. It wasn't a huge order, but it's very specific for this time of year. So deep diving crankbaits, jerkbaits that I keep losing, hooks for those jerkbaits, and then of course the swim baits. Again, we'll do some stuff on swim baits coming up. I'm really interested in throwing this trace. I've been waiting to get it for a long time. Those baby bulls, again, I just kept forgetting about. So that's the tackle unboxing. It wasn't much, but like I said, it's dedicated. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. If you have any questions at all on any of this gear, hit us up in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. We've talked to you guys out at the lakes. We've talked to you guys at gas stations, and it's pretty cool. We love seeing you guys. We love it. Come up and say hi. It's been a really fun ride, and that's why we do it, man. I mean, any questions that you guys have, any comments you guys have, drop it down below. Get us on Instagram, whatever the case may be. We're looking to do some more maybe targeted videos on stuff that you guys are after. So if you have questions, get a hold of us. I promise we will get it out there for you, and we'll take the time. We'll take the time to talk to you guys out there. I have no problem hanging out, chatting with you guys. Cody has no problem hanging out, chatting with you guys. We love it. We love the conversations because we learn something too. It's just kind of one of those deals, man. We're helping. Everybody's helping each other, which is bitchin'. We love it. And that's it. That's it for this one. Again, short and sweet. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Let us know down below. We love you guys, and can't wait to see you next week. Have a good one.